wanted to ask you with, a lot of songs like about dirt. It seems like talking about heritage and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the times, it's the fact that we're getting older and we start thinking about where we came from and stuff like that. And you, especially with Nicole, I mean, you two are international stars now, and just recognized everywhere. And obviously have made your home in Nashville as one of your homes. But
It's home. I mean, it's. I think all of that is consistent with the want for all of us to feel a sense of connectedness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's been the rise of Zach Bryan and artists that are writing real songs and recording rootsy records. Is a sense. It's the sort of opposite of Instagram. Is what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
People want a sense of tactile
Mm-hmm.
realness. It's why we're doing this club tour right now, and not just clubs, but playing quirky places like the airport and oddball sort of pop-up performance places.
Yeah.
Just so we can just get back to the roots of playing music in front of people, and they can see they're inches away from you, and they're like, "This is really happening right in front of me." There's no video, there's no tracks, there's no fancy lights, there's nothing. There's just wow. Real music being made right in front of me. What a concept. I mean,
Yeah.
You don't want to lose sight of that. I don't want to lose sight of that.
Well, obviously that's so you, and you seem really comfortable just as long as I've known you.
Well,
of course,
first
that's
time
where,
you ever saw me play
that's where we
at
met.
Jack's Guitar Bar. It was you in your fancy suit sitting on the shag pile carpet watching this little band play.
Yeah.
It's amazing, Kicks.
But where I came from too, I was playing on the streets in New Orleans. With my guitar open. My rent was just $100, so
Right.
I wasn't making but $50 playing on Bourbon Street every night.
Yeah.
So, I'd get off in the mornings and just throw my guitar case open, and tours I'd make another $15-$20 just screaming the same way I'd been screaming.
And now they're not. And now they're not going to tax that tip money. So that's great news.
I know it. Anyway, fun and games. I guess what I was getting to though with that is, so I haven't really heard you talk about like your grandparents. I know, we've talked about our parents and stuff over the years. But
Yeah.
Like
I mentioned
your
my granddad a
history
bit.
and
I mean,
yeah.
he's a piano player.
Okay.
So my music lineage, very much comes from him and all that urban side of the family. He played piano, and he had 4 sons, my dad and his 3 brothers, and every one of them was musical. My dad played drums, his brother played piano, another brother played trumpet, another brother played guitar. So a very, very musical family.
And where were they in Brisbane, that area?
New Zealand.
Oh, in New Zealand.
Yeah, so I was born in New Zealand.
Oh, well, I guess I should know that.
No, most people think I
What
was born
part
in
of New
Australia.
Zealand?
Place called Whangarei, which is about 100 miles north of Auckland.
Oh, okay.
So way up in the North Island.
All right.
Yeah, but I was barely 2 when my
Yeah.
parents moved to Brisbane.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm a Brizzy boy.
Still, yeah. I went to Paris for the rugby World Cup.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, last summer.
Yeah.
And the All Blacks, it's all the time down there.
Yeah.
And it was a great match, of course, against France, who, was out to win the whole thing, and
Yes.
they beat them in the opening match.
Yep.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That was so we creeped out of there without getting killed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, someone said to me the other day, it must be hard for you when you're at the Olympics and there's like New Zealand, Australia, and USA all competing in the same race. And I go, not really. I have 3 chances at gold.
And won a lot this
good
year.
odds.
You did good. What was your favorite event at the Olympics anyway? What'd you get
Somebody
to
took
see
me to
that was
table
really cool?
tennis,
Really?
which I'm like, why am I bothering with this? It was riveting. Because
Ping pong?
Ping pong.
Yeah.
It's a whole other level of playing
They're
that
way
game.
back there.
It's like,
could
this
you
is-
even see it?
Barely.
Yeah.
It's Olympic level and it's a blur, and you just like, it's like Formula One race car driving versus regular driving. It's night and day. So it was pretty riveting.
Even if you're hauling ass in a race car, you can see the road though. I mean,
Yeah.
the way those
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're far enough back too, they have a little bit of reaction time, but
Not much.
just watching it on TV, you're just like, I
No,
mean,
it looks like you've sped it up.
it creeps you out.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. So that was good. But we also got to see Team USA get the gold at the gymnastics, which was amazing. Amazing to witness that.
I bet.
Yeah.
I
I
bet.
kept looking down and I said, gosh, that girl looks like Simone Biles. Oh, that is Simone Biles. It's that kind of surreal
Yeah.
moment,
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it was great.
I watched a ton of it. I love that.
Do you have a favorite event?
I love track and field.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just
I'd like to have
watch,
seen some of that.
especially the 1,500 meters and stuff, where it takes a few laps to watch it develop and whatever. I mean, it's cool the
Like
100
Ronnie on
meters,
stage,
but
it just takes a
it's
few laps.
it takes me a few songs
he
to
gets
warm
going.
but I usually win.
Yeah, of course.
Ronnie has rarely beaten me on stage. He can out-sing me, but he can't outrun me. No way.
Definitely not.
Speaking of,
Yes.
you made a record.
Yeah, all that. Forgot all about it.
We could do an hour of this.
Speaking
real
of
easy.
high,
I know.
yeah. I started making a record in 22, so it was 2 years after the Speed of Now, and I spent about a year on that record. That record was called 615, and it had 13 songs on it, and I wasn't happy with it, so I took 4 songs off that record and started again.
When you say you're not happy with it, what does that mean? For people that don't know, what was it thematically? Is it what?
I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but I recorded sort of almost like one song at a time while I was on tour.
Mm-hmm.
And each song felt really good,
Mm-hmm.
but I hadn't thought about listening to them all sequentially, back to back.
Uh-huh.
And when I went to sequence these 13 songs that we'd recorded, I was having trouble sequencing it because a lot of them sounded a bit similar. I mean, it's sort of like it was a really good meal, but it was like 13 of the same similar kind of meal. And I'm like, this record's not finished. And it was heartbreaking because, I mean, we have a tour set. Everything is, the machine is in motion.
Sure.
And all you got to do is deliver this record and we can... Off we go.
Right.
The whole thing keeps humming along nicely. Don't tell us the record's not ready.
Right.
And buckles the whole system. But I sat there, played it for my team. I was about 4 songs into the album, and just my own feeling was just really gutted. Like this is not it.
Mm-hmm.
I know the feeling I want to get when I hit play, and this isn't it.
Gotcha.
And so I just said to my team, I got to go back to the studio and start writing and get back in the trenches again, and let's push the tour off into 2025. And this is in February 2023.
Wow.
So it was the craziest feeling to kind of go 25.
Well, good for you. I mean, that takes courage. That takes time. It's a lot easier to go, well, we can get through this, and then I'll do a better one next time.
Yeah, and it's like, I've got a few good songs. We only need a few. Who listens to albums anyway? Let's put this thing out. Let's keep the dog and pony show going, But I want to hit play and let it run to the end and feel really good about it.
It's also has to be a challenge for you, like most artists, especially for songwriters. I mean, I said this in a very not insulting way to Jason Aldean, talking to him one day. I said, because we were talking about his single, which sounded like not like exactly like any song, but I said, this sounds like a Jason Aldean song.
Right.
You've got your thing and whatever, and I feel the same way about you in the regard of you've got a groove that you really like, that's in a lot of your songs. It's not like I can say any of your songs sounds like any other of your song, but
thank you.
But when you hit your deal, you got a groove. I know you like to play guitar in.
I do.
Whatever. And it also works with your 6-string banjo playing.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And so sometimes I can just feel you cranking that thing up, and here it goes. But then I'm looking forward to, okay, what's the song?
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, I think especially at some point in your career, you've developed a style, and you're Keith Urban, and it's Bruce Springsteen when he hits the down, it's him.
Right.
You can't wait to hear what the song is.
Right.
So I think it's important to keep your thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, have a different song.
Well,
that's a challenge as a writer. I know.
Yes, and I think that what happened with 615 was that I thought sometimes my records are a bit. I might define them as just being so different. Every song is so different that it's hard to figure out what is this? What is this music?
Mm-hmm.
I know what this song is, but this one, I don't know what this one is. Oh, we're back to this. Okay. And I'm like, sometimes I feel like, is it too scattershot? Is it too much? Do I need a bit more focus? So I went, I'm going to focus myself on this record. I'm going to have a structure and a framework, and I'll do that, and it'll keep me focused.
Right.
But what it ended up doing is making me linear. It made everything a bit one note. And I thought the scattershot stuff is kind of what I love to do, and they're the records I love to make. The diverse styles within one album, and that was missing on 615. So I went, all right, let's forget this framework nonsense and get back to writing. And the very first song we wrote was Straight Line, which opens the album.
Right.
And it was a bit more of that thing. It's got the giddy up gallop.
Yeah.
It's got the 6-string banjo. It's got the things I love.
Yeah.
And it just felt like I was breathing again.
You've done a great job with Departure, though. Blue's Not Your Color, a great example.
Thank you.
And on this record, Messed Up Is Me, I freaking love that
Thank
song.
you.
And I would keep running into people that love that song.
Thank
so it fits, though.
Thank you.
And it also has that thing, man, for all of us that have dedicated our lives to even if we're not total gypsies, we've all kind of got a screw loose. If you know, we're either total show-offs or we just have some kind of gift inside us that we've got to get out.
Right.
Whether it's really gifted or it's just something
Some
that
kind of hole the audience has to fill.
it is. It's true. It is. But I think that song certainly relates to most everybody I know that's in this business, and then people that even, I learned coming up. I was such a fan of music, and I know you were too, because you and I have sat around. You always blown my mind at how many songs are in your mental catalog, but we're fans. That's why we dedicate our life to this. And all that just to say, I think fans out there, even if they're not that messed up, they identify with the feeling, I think. Everybody seems to. It's a great song.
Well, and it's not, the songs in this record are not just about who I am. They're also about who I've been.
Sure.
Who I'd like to be, who I used to be that I'd like to, I wonder if I could get a bit more of that back. I mean, it's a combination of all the things. God, if I just wrote and sang about who I am today, it'd be a pretty limited record. It
and
just
I think
would
all
be.
of us and everybody starts feeling a little too average some days, know?
Yeah. But you also, I've been a lot of people. I've not only been around a lot of people, I've been a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'd like to capture those things on an album.
And then your video on Heart Like a Heart Like My Hometown.
Yeah.
It's pretty good of me to remember that.
I
don't even have notes
have
today.
a lot of titles in your head right now. That's just songs you want to write.
I'm so proud of me. In case I do, I didn't mean to. Okay.
Very good.
It was an accident.
That's a visualizer video that we just did quickly to put, the team said we should do something. And I said, well, what about just retro photos of me growing up? Particularly my years going to Tamworth, which you've been in Tamworth. It's sort of like the Nashville of Australia.
Right.
Country music mecca.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew I had at least one picture in front of the Tamworth sign with the population written on it. I thought, that's the perfect photo right there.
Of all those pictures, forgive my interruption, but do you have that moment? Like for me, it's a flame shirt with flame boots on. What are you doing? What? And Bob Titley told me when we did that album cover, he goes, "You're going to regret this one day." I go, well, we'll see about that, Bob. Right now, I feel pretty freaking cool.
Pretty freaking good.
I mean, John Hammond had a
you
cover
just don't get
in
it.
full snake skin,
Yeah.
Maybe he regrets it, but maybe he doesn't.
That's right. But then, even with that, you give it long enough, it'll be back in again, and it'll be the coolest cover ever.
Yeah. Lady Wilson showed up with a flame shirt and flame bell-bottom pants on the other day. So, yeah.
I think Prince Charles famously said, I come into fashion every 30 years.
We just got to live
Just
long
don't
enough.
change. And you just,
Any of those pictures where you're going, what was I thinking?
oh, yeah, every one of them, of course. But they're also, I'm in motion. I'm exploring looks and things and whatever. I mean, I said to Dwight Yoakam a while back, I said, you were such a massive influence on the way I dressed. I had the tight jeans with the conchos all down the side. It was pure Dwight. And I had a short sort of cavalry look in the thing that Marty Stewart wears now, which is the very, had one of those. That was very Dwight influenced at the time, but it's all Manuel influenced.
Yeah, right.
And the Birds and Flying Burritos and all that
Sure.
era.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all makes its way in. You know? Yeah, the spiky hair, I don't know where the hell that came from.
What?
But, yeah,
I got you. All right, I'm not letting you out of here without telling
Was
me
that
about
it?
the girls. How they doing? Not
Girls are
yet.
good. Okay.
I wanna hear about
family's good. All the girls are good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, everybody's good. How about you guys?
They're doing
big mix?
good. Big mix. Yeah, Eric's writing movies for Hallmark now.
No.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah, he's in LA. He's written like 8 Hallmark movies by himself. He's a screenwriter.
When did he start doing that?
Several years ago. Mm-hmm. And Molly's doing graphic novels in New York. She's rocking.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So they're on either coast right now,
they're coast to coast.
and they come back here when?
Holidays, stuff like that.
You guys go out there?
They come out and we go out and we visit every now and then. Of course, I had to go visit Eric, and of course he's writing the love stories for America, and God forbid he'd have a serious relationship, But
Wow.
yeah, he dates. He tried to explain to me and Barbara, who've been married 40-something years, that it takes a lot of time to carry on a serious relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's telling
We'll
you
try
that?
and figure that out.
Yeah,
trying to
'cause you guys obviously
explain the facts
don't
of life
understand
to
it.
us,
Yeah. But I think sometimes people that aren't, for me, when I was writing love songs early on
Uh-huh.
and wasn't in a relationship,
Uh-huh.
they were better songs in some ways.
Uh-huh.
Because they were sort of idealized, like
Yeah.
imagined what it must be like. And it was kind of, it was very I think it helpful at the time. I mean, I remember when I wrote Somebody Like You, and I was breaking up with my girlfriend at the time, and she called me an effing hypocrite. And I
Wow.
went, yeah, but do you think it needs a bridge? But I literally, I played her that song.
Yeah.
I played her the demo. I was like, I think this is a really great song.
Oh.
And when it was
That's
over, she
why.
called me an effing hypocrite. Anyway, that's, but my point was, it wasn't who I was, it was who I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of those songs are stronger with desire for who I wanted to be. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Somewhere down deep, did you think that song was going to change the way things are going, or you didn't want to, or was this your way of easing out and saying,
All the
well, at
above?
least I did something nice before we broke up?
I was just an idiot, Kix. I was a complete idiot.
We are idiots. We're men.
Oh my
Keith.
God. Like just an absolute, unaware, complete douchebag was what I was. And I'm working hard to not continue being that guy.
You probably got someone who helps you with that, is
I
my
do.
guess.
I do. Calls me out
Maybe
of
to
my,
remind you
calls me
when
out
you
of my-
start slipping over to that
my
side of yourself.
douchebagism. Yeah. Hey, douchey.
All right, Bard, you're off the hot seat.
That's
Thank you.
so good. Thanks, Kix.